So I was attracted to start working with Dulwich because of not only the 400 years of Dulwich London history and success there, but also the fantastic work that's been done across Asia. Applied for the position and I got to meet the senior leadership team and the director, Sarah Thielman, and then also a number of other teachers and students. And I was just really attracted to the energy, the success stories that were coming out of the school, and I just wanted to be part of it and use my skills to join your community. Prior to moving to China, I worked as a senior leader in London for the past 10 years. So I was an assistant principal as part of the Harris Federation, which grew a group of 43 schools in London, highly successful. All the schools are outstanding. And then I worked as vice principal liaison on teaching, learning and assessments with the Art Network as well. So I've got 10 years of senior leadership experience. My priority throughout the 10 years has always been about raising the achievement and attainment of students. And that's focusing on really, really high quality teaching that is working with staff to ensure that their curriculum design is designed for plugging misconceptions, but then also working with students how they can best use their cognitive ability. So that's to do with memory, to access really high challenging pieces of work that are going to put them on the path to success and secure places at top-end universities across the world. So the start of the academic year is always a very busy time for teachers and students alike, and there's lots of energy behind that, and you want to make sure that you are starting with the best intentions. So by the end of the academic year, all the things that you've hoped to achieve have been precisely achieved. So my priority for the first few weeks is to making sure we're getting into really great habits, both for staff, but then also students alike. So the quality of lessons and delivery and the curriculum is at the highest it can be, and then those standards are maintained throughout the academic year. And then that's my role as a deputy director to support colleagues and students in making sure that happens. Priorities for students, because of COVID, of course, there's been times when students have had to access their learning off-site, and that's just about reminding and supporting students about what it means to have on-site classroom provision and all the expectations that goes along with that. We're also going to be looking at if there's been any misconceptions to learning, addressing those in class, and that's going to be part of the diagnostic assessments that will be taking place in lessons to make sure that we know exactly, as a teaching community, what areas of the curriculum we're confident at with our students, but then also if there's opportunities that we need to be having some refresh, we can factor that into our planning as well. So the first month of school, a very important objective that I've got to achieve is getting to know everybody. So, new to China, new to routines, new to a community, it's really important to establish those great relationships across the entire school community. Number one, getting to know people's names. And number two, also getting to know learning styles and learning habits and learning expectations and what's in place here across the school. So that's the first one. The second one is building the opportunities to reflect on where we're at. Not trying to change everything at once. Rome wasn't built in a day. Seeing what works, what's in place, and then bringing my skills and my experience to Dulwich International High School Studio to really support students on their journey long term here, but then also when they leave us at the end of year 13. So the biggest gain as an educator is being okay with feedback. So a phrase that you'll often hear me saying is putting yourself in the arena. Now, I'm not thinking necessarily as being a gladiator in an arena going into battle, but it's about putting yourself into the middle of a setting, of an arena, even if we're thinking of the Globe Theatre here in London, putting yourself into that arena and thinking, okay, how am I open to feedback? How can I take on comments, not have them as a personal take on me, not a critique on me, but it's about the work. Because if you're okay with feedback, that's making, if we're going to use another phrase of mine you'll get to hear, today's workout is tomorrow's warm-up. And that means you'll just get better and better and better at things because your work is constantly evolving. So biggest gain as an educator, be okay with feedback, put yourself in the arena, be open, ask for people to say, how can I be even better every day? And all those objectives, learning outcomes, staff and students alike, are going to be achieved. So my top 3 for DHSZ community are: number 1, trust the process. So it's a marathon, not a sprint, at all aspects of school life. We do have time on our side, and it's about ensuring that we are following what we've set out to do, what's on the calendar, what teachers are advising in lessons, and those outcomes are going to be secured. Number 2 is about being okay with taking on feedback. Feedback is what makes you better at what you do, and being open to feedback is going to put you on a real long-term success. And then the third thing is to reach out. No answer is obvious when you ask a question unless you know the answer. So if you're unsure about anything, reach out and have any misconceptions clarified. So to recap, number 1, trust the process. It's a marathon, not a sprint when it comes to all aspects of school life. Number 2, be okay with taking on feedback. That's really important. And number 3, reach out if you've got any questions because no answer is obvious. Just a final takeaway from me, it's been absolutely fantastic to see staff and students on site as part of our wider school community here at DHSZ. Really excited about this academic year, working with everybody here, and look forward to all the fantastic things that's going to take place this academic year. Do say hello when you see me around school, and take care for now. Bye-bye.